Yeah, what it dang dizzily do? I am Zachary D, the Palsy Papa, and this is something a little different. I don't have a name for this yet. I guess because we've never done this. This was supposed to be Games with Life Wednesday, but I think both of us really, after two attempts at being satisfied with the gameplay, really just not feeling it right now. Um,
No. Yeah.
I'm really just not. I could be, I guess, but I don't. I don't know. But I did want to sit down and have a conversation with you and make a video because we missed last week and we um didn't get a chance to do a games video. I wanted to sit down and have a talk with you about how your couple of weeks have been going, a couple of updates from the family, just a couple of different things that um, might have been missed over the course of all my videos um, over the last 10 days or so. So how have you been? You been okay?
I am much better now. Last week we missed um Games of Life Wednesday video because I had a severe sinus infection. And it actually
Yeah.
was quite interesting because when I spoke with the nurse practitioner um during the during the doctor's appointment, she told me something that may actually be the cause of all of my earaches as a kid and my hearing loss as an adult.
Which is
It's called Eustachian tube dysfunction. It's basically the tube that runs the sinus drainage behind your ear gets inflamed, and instead of it allowing your sinuses to drain like normal, it backs up and causes an infection, which then can cause a sore throat and an ear infection, which is what I had. Um, they looked in my throat and saw no signs of strep. There was a little redness, and then my eardrum was a little inflamed, but nothing that was any cause for concern for what's going on out in the world today. Um, so they didn't believe it was that. They didn't even believe it was strep. They just said, "Well, it's this, and it's because you have severe sinus allergies." And so um, I read more into it, and it made a lot of sense. It explained all of the earaches that I had as a kid, um, and maybe learning how to battle my allergies more might even help with um, preventing future infection and the
right,
need for antibiotics for them.
right, and
So,
it's interesting because um it's interesting because I I'm the type, first and foremost, if you tell me you have a thing wrong with you, I need proof. I need a professional to tell me that thing. Because personally, I'm of the opinion that too much self-diagnosis goes on and we end up saying, well, um, that's what's wrong, what I have, and then people aren't willing to do anything about it.
right.
So I believe this is going to sound really this is gonna sound really counterintuitive because I'm of the opinion that you should go to the doctor and get checked out a lot. But one of the things that we don't have as a family, because of my work situation as being, I would say, primarily an independent contractor, or I guess more importantly, the fact that I am worried about our budget and the cost of that insurance, more than I am a uh, more than the independent contractor thing. We don't have insurance.
Well, we don't have insurance up until just recently. You know,
And why do we have insurance now, Jamie?
I'm pregnant. I am
You're
officially as
what?
of
This is how you choose
we
to tell me on a
ha
video?
ha.
What?
So we had tried for baby number 3 for quite some time. And I have something going on that we think was preventing us from being able to have baby number 3. So we had actually kind of just, you know, not tried, but not prevented, obviously. Um, but about a week before we moved into our new house, was when I realized I could have been pregnant. I had a sketchy pregnancy test pop positive on the Monday before we moved, but a definite confirmed positive um, the day after we moved.
So
So
run that by people. Run my because I forget. Um, I forget exactly the timing in my week when you dropped this on me. But you came in and you dropped this on my desk.
you were talking with the guys, I think.
Had I gotten off work, was it my day off? Because you say it's Monday, right?
Um, maybe it was Tuesday. Maybe I thought it was Monday, but I think it was Tuesday.
Well,
Now,
it might have
it
been
may have,
Monday night. But
or it might have been Monday during lunch or something like. I don't remember.
from your
But either way,
perspective, though, what was my
uh-huh.
initial reaction?
It was no, no, no. There's just no way. Um, there's no way after all of this that we could be pregnant. Um,
Right, and the timing.
the
Um,
t- the timing was just it was kind of awkward. Um,
yeah,
and we wanted this. It's not that we didn't want it. We wanted this. I was super excited. I could barely keep a straight face. I went in there and I literally dropped the pregnancy test. I wanted to do the whole put it in a gift bag or a little gift box and have you open it, but I know that's not your thing.
it's really not. You should know at this point that what does it take to get me excited?
It takes a lot.
All the stuff.
All of it. And like you didn't really get excited until after that second pregnancy test was confirmed, yes.
No, because I'm
Because
skeptic. I
well,
am the turbo skeptical. Like
and there was
the
a
turbo
good
skeptic, I guess.
reason because when we got that positive, that slight positive, it was barely there. Like they say you wait 3 minutes for the pregnancy test after you do the thing, and um you wait 3 minutes for the result. And the reason why is depending on your HCG hormone levels. If you have a lot of HCG, the more HCG your body produces, the quicker that positive will hit. And I think at the time that I took it was, I do want to say it was that Monday, but the time that I took it was right at the very beginning when my hormone levels were really just starting. We didn't want to get our hopes up because there have been false positives, not personally experienced by us, but in the outside world, a slightly positive is not always a confirmed positive. And so, I did the whole Dr. Google thing and I looked up, slight positive on a pregnancy test and it said, oh, it could be a chemical pregnancy, meaning your body's producing hormone, but there's no actual fertilized egg. So we were really trying not to get our hopes up. And so I waited and really and truly I was really scared to wait. Well, not really scared to wait. I was really anxious after I moved to um to take another one because I wanted to make sure uh that I had not done anything um wrong. As you know, with moving, especially since you have um cerebral palsy,
Right.
I had to do quite a bit of lifting, although not near as much as what I thought I would have to do because your parents did bring someone over to help and we all got moved over. Um
Now keep in mind, I wasn't just sitting on my butt while this was happening.
no,
I was
no,
working.
he was working. So there was it's not like um it's not like oh, he's making everybody else uh move for him while he sits. No, no. And you did offer if there was anything that needed to be done, what you could do to help move. And I'm a little OCD, so I was like,
And
no,
well,
no,
see,
I got
no,
this.
this goes back to my point earlier. You have never once been diagnosed as OCD.
Okay,
Don't tell
so
people that if you don't know
I
that.
okay,
You are
so
organized, you are controlling a little bit, and it's easier to say you're OCD because that's a that's a disease or whatever. And it's easier to say that than to just say, "Oh, I'm a little bit controlling and I like things a certain way."
okay, that I'm controlling. I like things a certain way. I've not been diagnosed with OCD, so um
Well, I just think in one sense, saying that takes away from people who really have OCD.
yeah. Yeah, and I'm not saying the OCD isn't a real thing. It is. It
Of
very
course,
much is.
it is, but I I think that too often those type of things can be glamorized because um you don't know anybody who really has been diagnosed OCD and is going through it. So you may throw that out as a descriptor, but somebody out there is really dealing with that.
Yeah.
And I didn't think that that's the angle I would take on this channel. I didn't know where I was going. I started this. It's been 4 weeks now, Jamie. This is the
Yeah.
start. This is the start of my fourth week.
That's awesome.
Um, it's this is not the angle I thought I was taking, but in the background here, I'm actually setting up an interview because that's actually happening right now as we record this.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
I'm setting up an interview with an individual with the Special Olympics of North Carolina, and th- this young lady has been on ESPN. She's interviewed with Robin Roberts, and she's done several of this for people much bigger than me. So while she appreciates the opportunity, and she told me as such, I appreciate the opportunity because I want to talk to people who are really going through those things. So it would be nice for me to actually interview somebody who's been who has OCD and been diagnosed and is going through it because I want people to understand that those type of things are real. They do happen and people are out here really living their life. So I kind of want to get away from saying things like I have ADD, I have ADHD, I have OCD, I have DDD, I have CNCP, and all these alphabet letters that make you cool. Oh man, I'm starting to rant here a little bit. Um, I'm starting to I'm starting to get into a single rant video, and I guess we'll save that whole concept for another video. But the idea is, um, I think we as a family, if that's the channel that I'm going to run, should make a commitment not to do that. And it's going to be hard because you probably said that a bunch of times in passing, and you may catch yourself. But I think we should make a commitment not to say that. We should say, I'm not going to designer disease myself, right? I'm going to
Right.
actually describe the traits that are um, that make me feel like they're the same traits as OCD. Because those traits in yourself, by the way, you can change. If you wanted to, you could change it. Now, I appreciate the way that you are, and I appreciate all that you did to help us move because I am a workaholic. I am constantly looking for new and different ways to produce content, produce things, whether it's music, whether it's videos, and looking for ways to provide for this family. At the same time, Jamie is more of here's the schedule, here's what we've got to get done, and she's keeping calendars and this, that, and the third. How many times do you have to tell me a thing before I actually remember we have to do it?
Quite a few, but it's the same thing with me. There are many times where I'm like, okay, what do we have to do? And you have to remind me. So,
Well,
yeah.
I think in some ways it's a team effort, but in some ways, um, I'll schedule something a week or two out and forget. Like your appointment today with the agency that we had that
Uh-huh.
you had to do. I had
Uh-huh.
forgotten totally, and you told me that like yesterday.
Yeah.
Um, I had forgotten completely. But I think the last 4 weeks since we started the YouTube channel, and I say we because Jamie has to be supportive of this channel as much as I have to put out content. Because I did the math the other day, Jamie.
Uh-huh.
This channel's a part-time job.
Yeah.
I mean, there's 2 3 hour streams. There's every day a video of varying length, but at least half an hour. I mean, the videos are at least half an hour. But as you guys know, I got a promotion. Oh, I guess a question for you on that topic of all the work that I do. What is it like to be married to somebody who works as much as I do?
Um, Honestly, I thought it was really going to be hard, but I think I had kind of prepared myself for it. And not really comparing it to being a single mom, but comparing it to the responsibilities of caring for a child as if a parent who doesn't always have the other parent there to be there all the time, or as often as a parent who didn't have to work near as much. So, I had already experienced being a single parent to Kirsten and having all of the responsibilities on my shoulders for caring for her. With Cecilia, I don't have near as many responsibilities, such as financial responsibilities, um, or daycare responsibilities, or anything like that. I'm able to concentrate on teaching her, helping her to learn and grow, um, helping to take care of her. And this, in actuality, we thought that she would have a more of an attachment to me than she does to you, but here recently we've seen kind of an equivalent attachment. Um,
Well, it's funny because Cecilia knows.
yeah.
I think at this point when I'm in here in my office, and I want to I want to before we get too much deeper into this, I want to apologize that Jamie is not currently on camera. She doesn't really have a good way to do that and uh, give decent quality audio. Um, we're gonna be getting her a camera so we can do this side by side, like a happy loving couple and all that jazz. But I think Cecilia knows that um, when I'm in here, and particularly when the door is closed, that it's important. She doesn't um, come um, in here that often, and you guys can't see it, but there's actually a bed back behind me, and I sleep in here vast the vast majority of the week. I I sleep in here and not in the bedroom with Jamie. But when I'm in the bedroom with Jamie, Cecilia is in there. Daddy, daddy, wake up, daddy.
Oh yeah. She was that way today. Because she didn't have to work today, she was like, "Daddy, daddy, daddy, daddy."
And
So
I don't
she was
mind that.
constantly coming back here.
I like that. But I was planning on my day went differently because the thing I was planning on doing for work ended up not happening. Um, there were a couple of things I wanted to get done today that just didn't happen, and I took the day off. Had I known it was going to be a day off, I would have not woken up at 3 p.m. I see.
Right.
I planned on having a training today that didn't happen. And going back to the doctor thing a little bit, one of the things I want to get tested for um, is sleep problems because it doesn't matter what time I go to bed. I'm out for 12 hours. I'm out. It's 12 hours sleep. Like I I will not wake up for 12 hours, and I think Jamie can attest to pretty well 12 hours sleep.
Yeah.
And there's a couple of reasons why I think that is, and there's a couple of things that um, we could do about that. But I want to go see a doctor about it, and hopefully, as the promotion kind of picks up, and I get start this new job at the middle of November, I I want to see about getting insurance and going to do sleep studies and things like that.
Right.
And then the other thing too is I think that will give us an opportunity to do more because most of our weeks, honestly, guys, are fairly boring as far as like interesting things going on. I mean, what is it? We wake up, you take care of a kid, and I work most days.
Yeah. Um, yeah.
Were you gonna? Is there something else I missed?
No. That's it.
Yeah, I think for the most part, that's it. That's all there is to it. Because I really thought about doing a day in the life of type video, but then I thought about it, and like my personal day is wake up and get out of bed and sit in this chair and go to work. Because I work from right here, and my bed is what, probably less than a foot behind me.
Yeah.
So I move about that much on an average day, other than going out on break and playing with the kid for a couple of minutes and that type of stuff. So I would like for this plague that is upon us currently to go away, and for us to be able to record a family outing. That would be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah. That would be nice.
It it would be, because I think there are certain activities that people take for granted too. That, like, when the kid we take the kiddos to the park or whatever,
Mhm.
I can't go running around chasing her. It's just not possible. I can do it for a little bit, but I get tired fairly quickly, and um, unfortunately, by the time I think this is all said and done, you'll be very, very pregnant. So
Yeah, but even okay, so and that's another thing. Um, even being very pregnant, I still want to go out and do things, but also and it also would depend on the state of our oldest daughter. And um because currently they're working towards a goal of her being stable enough to return home possibly by the summer. Now that they have that autism and they can get started on the correct path for treatment, um, they are now able to get that done. The only thing that would really hinder that would be um, this mess going on out there in the world, and the availability of the staff to be able to provide that method of treatment in a quick enough manner to get her home by next summer, if that makes
is that
sense.
really what they're looking for?
They asked me what the goal was, and
They
I
asked you,
said,
and you said,
yeah, they asked me, and I said, honestly, I think, this was like 2 months ago, I want to say. I said, honestly, that's quite a bit of time. Um, and they didn't tell me, hey, that's not a realistic possibility. You may have to think further out. They're like, yeah, I think that we can potentially get her to that. So, they're starting the family therapy now. I did meet with the family therapist over video to establish first contact with them. Sounds like I'm talking to an alien. Uh,
beep boop, beep boop.
um, it took 4 months to do that. So if that gives you any kind of timeline as to whether or not they're going to be able to do it by next summer, currently it does not look like that would be.
Well, and I think there's a lot of issue with summer, right? Because I don't know when the right time to bring Kirsten back home is. And the reason I say that is next summer, you're going to end up being due June, July. I mean, that's a
No,
fact.
June. June. May, June. Due June 1st.
Wow. You misunderstood this. Well, I'm sorry. I just got a really big message,
Okay.
and you misunderstood this young lady's diagnosis pretty
Oh.
pretty bigly.
Well, and she had said autism, so,
No, 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 ma'am.
no, okay, so I'm telling you, at
I'm
one point in time during our conversation, she had said autism. Because
well,
I
and
told her my daughter is autistic, and she said, "Oh, yeah, I have that too."
and she
So,
and she might have said that,
she might have a slight,
but I'll be interviewing a young lady who was born with fetal alcohol.
I knew someone very personally a long time ago who had, he was born with fetal alcohol syndrome.
So please, lick that like button, scribble that subscribe button, tickle that notification pickle because boy howdy, do we have a banger of a video coming to you guys very, very soon because this is going to be a really big interview. Wow. Okay, I am beside myself a wee bit to even be given the opportunity. I had no idea. Um, Jamie had understood based on apparently a comment that she had previously made that she was autistic, but I will be interviewing a representative of the North Carolina Special Olympics. I don't know technically that she will be on my channel as an official representative, but I will be interviewing her and this young lady whose name is Christine, was
Mhm.
born with fetal alcohol syndrome. So we're gonna get to talk about her struggles, her successes, her work with the North Carolina Special Olympics. Um, I am very, very excited to do this interview. The message literally, and the reason I stopped there for a second to um to kind of mention this is because this is happening real time as I'm recording this video. I'm having this conversation and it came up. Um, and I've always told you guys from the very beginning this channel was going to be as least filtered as possible. And I'm making sure to establish that idea with this young lady now is that this ain't Oprah's interview, baby. This is Zachy D in the building. You feel me? Um, that's what I'm trying to get across to her at the moment because this is a different kind of energy, and I'm looking forward to it.
And I met her while playing my Star Trek game.
You
Um,
did.
yeah, I did. So she has been a very, very outspoken person, who likes to represent people of all walks of mental health and special needs. She's one of 3 members that I currently know of who have told me they have special needs. The other 2 have Asperger's, autism, and, bipolar. The bipolar member is no longer a part of our alliance, unfortunately, but I still keep in active contact with him. So,
I,
um,
I am. Wow. Do you think this was the direction this channel was going to go a month ago?
n- I was kind of hoping it would go towards this direction. You know, just being able to reach out to people who who I don't want to say struggle, but face the reality of life with a much more unusual ability than most people. Or maybe not unusual ability, but tougher ability. Um, you know, basically those who have either a physical or a mental disability that makes it hard for them to be able to do the normal things in life.
Right. And I don't consider myself an inspirational guy by any stretch of the imagination. Don't I don't do that. I don't do the inspiration. But I'm glad to talk to people who are inspirational. And this young lady, just from the first few moments of speaking with her, I can already tell you this will probably be the most exciting content on my channel. No doubt. Hopefully um I can do it as I can do it justice as an interviewer. I guess I need to flex up on my interview skills and get my life together and um figure out what we're gonna talk about. I guess I've got a couple of weeks to plan. Um so tentatively the interview will release the second week of November. First weekend? Yeah, second first full week in November. There we go. That's how you do it. First full week in November. I'm trying
First
to
full week.
yeah, so I will release it one of those days as my daily video. I'll be honest, I'm going to try and give her room to talk and do more of the speaking, kind of step out of the way and let her tell her story because man, this could be really powerful. Thank you, dear, for setting us up.
And I get to know the people in the game. That's kind of the reason why I chose to stay. At one point in time, I did want to back out of the game, but because I don't have a lot of close friends that I can communicate with, this allows me my this allows me to be able to vent in my own way, to be able to
Because what don't
voice
I tolerate?
gossip. And I'm not gossiping, I'm playing a game, I'm relieving stress of the day, because being
But
a stay-at-home mom can be just as stressful as being a working mom.
she says venting. What she means
No,
is
I actually do not put a lot of my personal life out there
well,
on the game.
and that's the thing is you have you're calling it a game. And the fact is that you have taking on so many extra roles within a group of you to play that game. You're in a leadership position. You are in a you are in a you're in a leadership position. People come to you for things. You're constantly having discussions. You are always always interacting with that group of people, probably more
Mhm.
than you interact with the actual game itself. Yeah?
Yeah, yeah. A lot of the times I've had to just be in the Discord servers, to be able to handle certain situations, uh, such as, a war ensuing or people getting hurt over a comment made in game. That's kind of what I've been dealing with all afternoon.
And we're talking about Star Trek Fleet
Yes,
Command.
yes. Star Trek Fleet Command. Um,
For some reason, she's really into this game.
I'm in leave me alone. You're into HOTS, so this
Wha
is my version of HOTS.
Why you say hot?
HOTS.
Yeah, why you
HOTS.
right, wha
Heroes of the Storm. I'm
right,
sorry, he calls it HOTS
but no, why you pick hots?
because that's your number one go-to, or it was your
For
number one go-to.
did I tell you how many games I played?
Oh, how many games have you played, dear?
1,350.
Yeah. What is that in comparison with Carlin's to Smite?
Uh, it's probably close because it's measured in hours over there. Like, it's hard.
Oh, yeah, that's
It's,
right.
it's hard. It's hard to say. Um, so yeah, because I used to get home every day and play 8 or 9 games every day. That was a daily thing. Pretty much every day. But no, that's really what we've been focused on. We've been really trying to get used to this house. I think several times we've walked around the house, both of us, and felt really undeserving. I know I have.
No, sorry. I muted myself to sneeze. Yeah. Looking around, um, I've not had a lot of energy here as of late.
Well, you've been sick.
I've been sick and I've been growing a baby and I deal with fatigue as it is, because of something I am diagnosed with.
That's
Uh,
true.
yeah, I have been diagnosed with it. I have been treated for it in the past, but the treatment was not working. And while being pregnant, it is difficult to find a method of treatment for it, um, because the meds are not really,
Baby
t-
friendly.
yes, that I'm aware of. I have been coping with it for quite some time, and so it's just been something that I learned to push through. So taking a medicine for it, um, is not really too much of a big deal, although it would definitely be helpful. I have fibromyalgia, for
Mhm.
those
Yeah,
who don't know, and it's just basically a sensitivity to nerves.
and that
Um,
is something that she doesn't just say. She went to a
no,
doctor,
yep, went
got the
to a
doc
doctor,
right.
gave them all my symptoms, and they're like, "Yeah, that's something you have." So, um, I battle with um all of the known symptoms except for one, which is osteoporosis. I've not had any issues with my bones. So,
Well, yeah. I mean, maybe.
eh, yeah, yeah. As we get older, we all develop bone issues. Well, most of us. Um,
Well, no, I
but
I I think it's completely okay to say that maybe the house isn't in the state that either of us would want.
No.
But I think we all still look around and go, "This is probably one of the nicer places I've lived ever."
I was thinking about it earlier, and I think I did post something on my Facebook earlier about it. This is home. This is our home. This is the first place that we have lived in where we can look around and not think, "Oh, are we going to have to worry about the next time it rains and rain leaking through the roof?" Or like right now, it is 11:30 at night. Well, at the time of this video, it's late in the evening. It's 46 degrees outside. And
In the other house, the floors would be cold.
the floors would be cold. We'd have a cold breeze coming in around the windows, around the doors.
Yeah,
Um, and I don't even have the heat on right now in this house.
but
I had it I
I
had it on earlier, and I am a little so I'm probably gonna turn it on before we go to bed, but we have it set on 70.
but I
And
think you you're hitting on the creature comforts, right?
yeah,
And I think you sort of glazed over the important part, is that this is the first place that we've lived together that has felt like ours.
yeah,
And what I wanna say to that is, I don't think everybody has to own a place for it to feel like home, but everyone deserves to be in a place that feels like home. And it is a sense of accomplishment if you are the sole reason that it's there, but everybody's home is different. Obviously, there's a sense of accomplishment for us because I worked very hard and we've built up to be able to do this. But not everybody
yes,
is in a situation where they can do that. I get it. But no matter what your living situation is, it should feel like home. And if you say this is just a house where I live, I argue you don't live in the right place yet. You should probably still be looking for opportunities.
right, and you may not be faced with the ability to be able to look for the opportunity, and what I say to that at the time is be thankful and blessed for what you have, um, because it could be worse. I posted a meme that somebody shared, and it's a picture of this. It's 10 years from now. You're married, nice home, good job. It's Christmas, your kids are asleep. You and your spouse are on the couch and having a drink and watching TV. It's snowing outside, and
Stop,
tomorrow's
stop. You're
Saturday.
gonna make me cry on video. Stop it. Quit.
All the hard work was worth it. You made it. And I sat there and I
Quit.
said, "Oh, I don't have to look."
I'm telling you quit because that's now for us.
I know, that's what I put. I said, "This is now as a God's blessed us so much this year."
Quit. Stop. I'm gonna cry on video right now. Like,
That's fine.
no, it's not.
I'm crying.
You you should have seen my face. It contorted like whoa, because I'm trying not to cry on video right now. Um,
Uh, I'm still floored with it by everything that's happened, you know? We went from, "Hey, y'all have to move out, we're selling the house," to freaking out going, "Okay, where are we going to move?" And we looked and we looked and we looked, and we had actually looked at the house that we're in now last year when, um, when Carlin was with us.
right.
And we were not able to get it at that time, and I think that was God saying, "Not yet."
Absolutely, that was God saying not yet. There's no way else that you could look at the situation and go, we were supposed to have this house then. I don't think you and I were prepared to live in this house then.
No, I don't think that we were either. We weren't at an appropriate time in life to be able to move
Because
like
this is
that.
before I worked from home that you're talking about.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is not super before, but definitely before. Um, it was when I was talking about making the move. My
I
my
wanna say
point is,
it
oh,
was
go ahead.
mhm. I wanna say it was in April of last year.
My point in this whole dialogue here. Obviously, there were a few updates about us. Obviously, you guys found out about a really exciting interview I've got going on. There wasn't a whole lot going on, but I think this topic on home is a really good topic because I think a lot of people use the phrase home is where the heart is and don't think about what that means. If your heart is not in a place, and I mean your motivation, I mean your um complaint, your contentment, I guess is the word that I would use. If your contentment is not there, then you've got to be looking for something else. And I know that not everybody can get into something else. We talked about that a little bit earlier. But I would say that if you can't change your situation, you got to start finding a way to put your heart in it because it changes the way that I move around this house, knowing that my heart is here, knowing that I'm motivated by the. I am. It's so funny because before I was like, oh, we got to pay rent, and I'm not looking forward to paying rent. I don't think anybody looks forward to paying rent, but um, knowing that this this rent payment is on a lease and we're going to own it, and there's a motivation there that is not that it is not was not there before, and I agree that without you guys, without Cecilia, without you, and when Kirsten does finally come home, hopefully this summer, that seems ambitious, but hopefully, I think that's what makes it home. I don't think it would be home if it was just me in this big old house alone, or you in this big old house alone. That's not home. But people have to find what they're really looking for, not in a house. But what are you looking for to make a home? And only you can answer that for you. I'm not gonna hit you with 10 things that make a house a home. BuzzFeed.com. I'm not gonna do that. That's not a thing. It's not how we operate here. Only you can answer what makes your house a home. Well, what I can tell you is it's a very good feeling when you get there, and I want that for everybody watching this video. Any final thoughts before we get on out of here? Jaime?
Just be grateful for the blessings that you have and always look forward to the doors that will open up for you in the future.
Brought to you by Hallmark gift cards. Not really though. This video is not sponsored. Please don't get confused. But no, onward and upward to another week. This is life. I mean, we spent an hour talking on just the way things are right now, and we want to bring you guys more content, different content. If there is something that you want to see us do as a family, please commentate that on the video. As always, lick that like button, scribble that subscribe button, tickle the notification pickle. I am Zachary D. And how's the outro go?
Oh, I don't remember the first part
What? Don't be tripping,
because you're still crippin'.
because I'm still cripping.
Yeah.
See you guys tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.